Leveling up on your elegance journey requires you to also level up on your finances as well. If you want to be considered a rich person, then you need to stop making these poor people mistakes today. In today's video, we're going to be talking everything money. Everyone loves money. Everyone wants to make more money. Everyone wants to come in contact with more money. If you fall under any of the categories of people I'm going to be mentioning today, then it's time for you to level up in the area of your finances so that you can fully live the life of wealth that you are entitled to. So let's get right into it, shall we? The very first mistake you need to stop making if you want to be considered a rich, elegant person would be you need to stop nurturing a poverty mentality. Poverty mentality has held a lot of people back from achieving and attaining their true wealth potential. What is poverty mentality, you might ask? It is simply a form of thinking that encourages poverty and lack. Somebody who nurtures a poverty mentality, whether consciously or unconsciously, sees having wealth or money as a bad thing. The person sees or thinks or believes that opportunities are scarce and are limited and are for a certain group of people in society and it's never for them. Someone with that mindset also believes that you must be doing something illegal or immoral if you are wealthy or rich. Someone with that mindset always resents those who are rich and wealthy. Someone with a poverty mentality believes that just because they were born into a poor family or they were born in a poor environment, they believe that they are destined to be poor or remain poor as well. Poverty mentality is just that mindset that just keeps you down and low and doesn't make you think, or rather doesn't give you that ability to believe that you can make something out of your life. You belong to a particular level and you are using your mindset to keep yourself on that level. Poverty mentality can sometimes be a conscious and an unconscious act. Sometimes you are unconscious and you're not even thinking about it, but you just go through life every day living by the penny. Poverty mentality can be caused by different factors like your environment, where you were born, your family background. It can also be influenced by the friends that you keep, your limited thinking, your insecurity issues, your very low self-esteem issues, your lack of knowledge and wisdom, and then not understanding the laws and the principles that govern life and govern the creation of wealth. These are some of the factors that keeps a person nurturing a poverty mentality. On the other side of poverty mentality is something I like to call wealth consciousness. And the more you expand your wealth consciousness, the more money and wealth you would experience as an individual. Money is literally the easiest thing to make, especially in this time and age. All you need to do is just walk out of that poverty mentality mindset and walk into wealth consciousness mindset. Take a step out of poverty consciousness and take a step into wealth consciousness. There is so much abundance that exists in the universe. So much abundance for you and I. The universe has surplus of every single thing that you require. And it is your birthright. Hear me again. Prosperity is the birthright of everyone who is born into the earth. If you're not experiencing prosperity as an individual, it is your own making and your own doing. So it's important that you just take your step out of poverty mentality and take a step right into wealth consciousness. But this wealth is only accessible to those who believe that it exists and who are ready to put into the work to acquire the knowledge that is required for them to function in this world consciousness. But the very first step is taking that step out of that poverty consciousness and moving right into wealth consciousness. It starts with you believing that there is wealth in the earth and it is your birthright to have it. You need to start believing that. That's the very first step for you. The second poor people mistake that you need to stop making if you want to be considered a rich, elegant person is you need to stop focusing so much on money. Money is not real value. Money is simply a tool that is used to measure real value. What is real value, you might ask? The value that you add to yourself in form of developing a skill, acquiring knowledge and information, understanding how life works, and Everything else in that regard will automatically lead to you creating more money for yourself. The real value is the value that you put in yourself as an individual. That skill that you have, what do you do every day to develop it and make it the best? How do you get information and knowledge that would help you stay on top, on that high pedestal? That's where your value lies. So going after money is not where value lies. Going after gaining knowledge, acquiring a skill, developing that skill, that's where the real value lies. Unfortunately, a lot of people just focus on money instead of focusing on adding value to themselves. If you take away money from a high value person, right, it's just a matter of time before they acquire and accumulate that money back. Because guess what? They already have what it takes to make the money. But if you give so much money to someone with very low value, again, it would only be a matter of time before that person loses all that money and they will not be able to acquire it back because they don't even know how to acquire it in the first place. The skill you develop and the knowledge you acquire over time is something that can never be taken away from you. It stays with you forever and ever, and it's something that you can use to constantly generate income and money for yourself. Someone like me, for example, people think, if you don't know, I have a second channel called Delicious Foods. That was actually the first channel I created. I cook, I love to cook, but on the course of my journey, I realized that I needed to acquire certain skills that would also help and complement the work that I was doing as a cook, especially with regards to content creation. Now I can call myself like a full certified production expert. I understand how production works. And sometimes I actually offer consultation services to people who want to film videos. I come in there, I consult for them, I tell them what they need to purchase, what they need to buy, and how they can do their setup, how they can film their videos, and then they pay me money for it. That is something that I do by the side. And this is a knowledge that I acquired over time, but now I have the knowledge and it can never ever be taken away from me. And I'm using it to make a lot of money for myself. So stop focusing so much on money. Focus more on creating value for yourself. And I tell you, money will chase you down your panties when you do that. The next 4 people habits you need to stop making today would be not adding value to yourself by not developing your skills or acquiring new knowledge. Make it a habit to always do something every day that helps you develop that skill you have and then acquire as much knowledge as possible. Let a day not pass without you acquiring a knowledge that can help you stand out or do whatever it is you already know how to do a lot better. And when you acquire the knowledge, always apply your knowledge immediately. Something you apply is something that would stick and stay with you forever. Develop that skill, acquire that knowledge, and apply your knowledge. Knowledge, they say, is power. Scratch that. I always say that knowledge that is applied is where the real power lies. The next poor people mistake you need to stop making is poor people lack passion to seek knowledge. That's a poor man's mentality. That's how poor people think. You literally would have to beg them to go and get information. Where they need to get information is where that value lies that can literally change their lives forever. Get knowledge, guys. Get information. Every day, like I said before, find something new that would help you step up your game and be better at what you do, okay? So have that passion to acquire knowledge and new information every day. The next poor people mistake you need to stop making would be not investing in resources that help you build yourself. I've seen people who say that if it is not free, they are not, I beg, I'm not doing, I beg, it's not my thing. It has to come to you for free. Not knowing that the person who has taken the time to write that article or that seminar or create that video has actually put in a lot of effort and work to do whatever it is that they want to do. And then whatever it is they are charging you, pay for it. Invest in yourself. Invest in the resources that help you be better. As long as you know you're going to be getting value from that resource, it's important that you invest in it and stop waiting for freebies all the time. Always think of it this way. When you as a creative person has gone ahead to create something very valuable, would you put it on the market for free knowing how much it costs you to create it? If you wouldn't put it on the market for free and you would charge $1 or $2 or $3 or whatever amount you want to charge, why are you expecting someone else to do it for free to you? And then, of course, if you really truly want to be considered a rich, elegant person, then you need to start investing money in purchasing the resources that would help you level up on your elegance journey. The next point that I've put down here as a poor people mistake that you need to stop making would be choosing price over value. Not watching a 30-minute video on YouTube that could change your life forever because you are concerned about the cost of data. Another example that I've put down here is not paying for that course that can give you all the information and knowledge that will get you ahead just because you think it is too expensive. Another example that happens when people choose price over value is when you are not paying the price of diligently studying to acquire the value of knowledge. Pay the highest price for information that will change your life. Let me tell you something, fam. Anything good comes with a price. There is nothing good and valuable that comes free of charge. You're watching this video today, you're probably consuming data. But this is valuable information that I'm sharing with you that I also had to hear at some point in my life that literally changed my life forever. So you're paying the price and rather choosing value over price. And as an elegant person seeking to level up on your finance journey, you need to be willing to pay the price to acquire the value that you seek, okay? The next poor people mistake that you need to stop making is not having a clear vision for your life. When you see yourself, what do you see? When you see yourself occupying this earth, like you see your whole life and the short time that you have to live on the earth, what do you see? What do you see yourself being in 5 years? I know you've probably heard that a lot, but I've really sat down to think it through. What do you see yourself doing in 5 years? What impact do you see yourself having on the earth? Do you just want to be a bystander, or do you just want to be somebody who just occupies space and not have add any form of value to yourself or to society? Or do you actually really want to be someone who impacts, makes an impact, and reaches the earth? That's what happens when you create clear, specific vision and goals for yourself. So poor people never have a vision. They just live life every day as it comes. Have a vision for yourself and know exactly where it is you want to go, and then do everything that you can do within your power to go to where exactly your vision is taking you to. The next poor people mistake that I find that this one is actually very common is focusing so much on the short term. This one includes all them get rich schemes. You want quick success, you want it sharp, it has to happen now. No, fam. Success, there's nothing quick about success. There's nothing overnight about success. And with success, you always have to remember that the journey is as important, even more important than the destination. Once you get to your destination, you're already there. There's nothing happening again. But there's so much you can learn on your journey. There's so much valuable information, so much valuable lessons that you can learn during the course of the journey or during your process that will help you sustain yourself when you finally get to your destination. But if you're looking for quick, rich, everything as I want to make that 10 million naira now, but you don't even have a 10 million naira mindset. If I give you 10 million naira now, you may not even know how to manage it, because people always think that money is their problem. Money is not your problem. Your mindset is your problem, because if that money is given to you, you would squander it in two weeks and wonder what you did with it. Trusting the process and following due process and understanding that there is nothing overnight about success. I will use myself as an example. I didn't start what I'm doing today. People will see all the glitz and the glam now and see, oh, this girl is winning and shining every day and everywhere. But I didn't start today. I started this thing in 2007. No, what am I saying? I think I even started this thing when I was still working my 9-to-5 job in 2014. And when I say this thing, I mean like my whole success journey, not just the channel, but my whole success journey. There were times where I cried my ass to sleep. There were times where I literally stayed up nights to study day and night. There were times where I didn't have a penny. When I left my 9-to-5 job, I went full-time into being my own employer. I decided to step out and become a full-time entrepreneur. For the first 2-3 years, I was wondering, what skill day? Who sent me this work? But guess what? The money wasn't coming as much as I wanted it to come, but I was learning valuable lessons that is helping me now sustain the wealth and the riches that I'm acquiring. So don't look for short-term schemes. Don't look for get-rich schemes. Trust the process day by day. Life is teaching you things that will strengthen you up and help you sustain your wealth when you eventually get it, okay? The next mistake that a lot of poor people make would be earning and spending. As you are earning, you are spending. As you are earning, you are spending. No matter how small your salary is as a person, it's always important that you set aside a chunk of it for either savings or investments. I'm going to give you some books that I would implore you to go and study. I will give it to you at the end of this video. These books are books that will literally help you change your mindset about money, change your mindset about acquiring wealth, and will definitely also help you increase your wealth consciousness. A rich, wealthy person doesn't spend everything they earn. No matter how small it is, you always have a good financial plan. Even if it is 5% you choose to put aside every month. Imagine you make 20,000 naira every month and you choose to set aside 5,000 naira every month. At the end of a year, you would have what? 60,000 naira. And guess what can happen? You can put that 60,000 naira towards an investment. You can use it to create a business that will start acquiring you money, and then you still have your work that you do, you have the business on the side. Now you have 2 streams of income. And then as you continue to do that, you continue to set aside money from yourself and the business. Again, you start up another business. That is how you acquire wealth. There is no luck in success. Rich people, wealthy people, that's how they do it. They have many streams of income, and then this is just the law that they follow. When I give you the books, you probably have a better understanding of what I'm talking about. The next poor people mistake that you need to stop making is buying too many liabilities and not enough assets. I'll just give you one quick example with this one. So I know somebody who actually wanted to purchase a car for herself to drive, and then she thought to herself, instead of buying this car now that I want to drive, this luxurious car, I can afford to buy the car. Instead of acquiring this liability, why not put the money to very good use? And do you know what this lady did? She put the money into acquiring cars, smaller size cars, that she uses for commercial purposes like logistics and transportation services. So like pickups, Uber services, Taxify services like you have in Nigeria, airport transfers and all of that. So she bought a lot of cars and dedicated it solely for commercial purposes. She doesn't have her own car, but guess what? She has 10 cars in business. And these cars give her return on her investment every time. And guess what? She probably has more than enough money to buy another car based off of the fact that she invested the money that she would have used to buy a car that would have turned out to be a liability. So don't acquire liabilities. You don't need that new phone if your other phone can still perform the work that it's supposed to perform. You don't need a new car if you can still, life is so much easier right now. You don't need a 3-bedroom apartment if you can live in one. Poor people like to acquire liability. They want to wear the latest sunshades. They want to wear the latest clothing. They want to carry the latest bags. They want to belong. Don't you know who I am? Stop that. Rich people don't have that mentality. Rich people are more focused on investing and getting return on investment. A rich person will first invest in an asset before he invests in a liability. Some time ago, we shot a series of video on business ideas that you can start up as an elegant person. I'm going to put the links to the videos in the description box, and I ask that you go check out those videos just in case you're in need of businesses that you can start up so that you can start making some good money for yourself, okay? The next poor people mistake that you need to stop making is you need to stop staying in your comfort zone for too long. You feel like, okay, you've accomplished something, and then you decide that that's where you want to lay your tentacles and lay your tents, and I'm never moving from here. The world is ever moving forward. You've achieved something, enjoy it, relish it, be thankful for it, but at the same time, start thinking of what more can I do to improve myself and be better, and then keep achieving and keep attaining. Never stay stagnant. As an elegant person, no. The world is ever moving. You need to continue to move with the world as well, okay? The next poor people mistake that I have here is not having a clear financial plan and a clear financial goal. Do you have a financial plan for your year? A financial plan just has details of what you earn, what your spending is like, and what you intend to have probably at the end of the year. And then it also has details of businesses that you know that you can probably start up with what you currently earn. It just has details like this is where you actually really sit down and calculate numbers. How much do I earn? 10,000 naira. How much do I spend for my tithe? This amount. How much do I spend for feeding? This amount. You have a clear financial plan, like you're seeing everything written down in paper and biro. Then the next question you're asking yourself is, okay, how do I make more money? That's where your goal, your financial goal comes in. How do I make more money for myself? How do I acquire more wealth for myself? What can I do to create a second or a third source of income? You need to have a clear financial plan and a clear financial goal if you really want to be considered a truly elegant, rich, elegant person. Okay? The next one will be focusing so much on saving instead of earning. Now, you're focusing on that, your one source of income. And then you're just focusing on saving. You're like, oh, this one I have to save. And because you're focusing so much on saving, you're not able to enjoy your life and the things that you truly desire, because life is supposed to be enjoyed. Instead of focusing on saving, focus on earning. Okay, I've saved this now for the next 2 months, for the past 2 months. How can I put this money to use so that it can start producing me more money? Instead of focusing and laying your bed on one source of income, why not have multiple sources of income? You can have multiple sources of income. A person can have up to 10, 12 sources of income if they choose or if they desire. It's already happening, so it's very possible. So don't just lay your nest in one place. Spread your wings. That's how you that's how you acquire wealth. It's very, very simple. The next poor people mistake would be resenting the rich and wealthy. You cannot attract what you resent, no matter how hard you try. Next time you see a rich person or a wealthy person, instead of throwing your nose up at them and be like, or thinking that person actually did something illegal or immoral to acquire the wealth that they have, why not stop and ask yourself, how did this person get here? What did this person do to get to where they are? And if you have access to them, approach them and ask them, how did you do this thing? Can you teach me? Can you guide me? Instead of throwing your noses up at them and resenting them. Resenting rich people will never attract wealth or success to you. And that's I can even tell you for free. So never resent a rich or a wealthy person, okay? The last mistake that poor people make would be begging. Don't ever beg anyone for anything, most especially money. When you see a rich or a wealthy person that has money, don't ever beg them to dash you money. What you do instead is find something valuable that you can add to their lives and tell them to pay you for it. I know a guy, right? He reached out to a friend of mine and said, oh, he was on holiday from school and would like to come and work with him as an office assistant for that 2 months he would be on holiday. And whatever the guy has to pay him, you should please pay him. And then he went ahead to say the reason he was doing this is because he wanted to save up for his school fees for the next semester year. I found that to be very touching and thoughtful, that instead of this guy to beg and say, give me school fees, he offered himself up to render a service and be of value. And guess what happened? You won't even believe this. This guy started working with my friend. Apart from him just working, he started getting exposed to information, how things operate, how things work, how things are done in the office. And apart from just being in the office, because of his diligence, guess what? My friend exposed him to other people who he was now running errands for and doing stuff for. And that was how he kept going in contact with rich people. Now, the guy is a baller. He's done with school now and he's literally balling. So never beg rich people for money. Rather, offer your value, offer your service, and then ask them to pay you for it. If peradventure you probably live in a compound, and maybe you live in the BQ and you have the wealthy people staying in the main flats, instead of going to beg them for money, ask them, can I wash your car? Can I wash your clothes? And make money from there. From there, you don't even know if you would even start a laundry service by washing someone's clothes every Saturday. And you're like, oh, I'm actually really good with this washing. How can I make this washing bigger? How can I expand it? How can I grow it? And that's how you start to create wealth for yourself. So never ever beg a rich or a wealthy person for money. Instead, offer your value, offer your service, and then ask them to pay you for it in return. Okay, so that's all of the poor people mistakes that I have for you. If you have any other one that I didn't mention now, let's continue the conversation in the comment section down below. Then to the book recommendations that I think that you need to start reading, especially if you want to change your poverty mentality and move over to the side of wealth consciousness and see and understand that you actually have money everywhere for you, and you will now want to find out how to get these monies. It's there, it's everywhere. The first book I think you should go and read is The Magic of Thinking Big. That book has some real life principles and lessons that will literally change your life forever. The second book I highly recommend would be The Richest Man in Babylon. The Richest Man in Babylon for me is one book that is very small. You can actually even finish reading it in one day, but it's packed, loaded with information that I promise you will change your life forever. The third book that I have here is A Happy Pocket Full of Money. This one says a happy pocket full of money, but it doesn't touch a lot about money. It touches more on the value, the second thing that is really money, which is the value that a lot of people seem to run away from. It teaches you life principles, the laws that govern wealth, the laws that govern the universe, and how you can literally use yourself, use your mind to attract every single thing that you so desire. And of course, the final one here would be The Purpose, the Principles and Purpose of Vision. That one is by Miles Monroe, and you definitely need to read that book as well if you want to know how to develop and create a rich, lasting vision for your life and for yourself. So those are all of the books recommendations that I have for you for today's video. If you have any other one, please kindly leave a comment in the comment section down below so that we can all learn and read these books together. Part of your leveling up requires that you read and acquire a lot of knowledge and information. That's all I have for you for today's video. I'll see you again next time with another video. Until then, remember to stay very elegant. Take care.